What's up, guys? Good to see you all. We got quite the topic today.
Yep.
Do we not, Morgan?
Yes, we do.
I think we're both just like you can sense positive life and joy coming out of us, even though the topic at hand truly is troubling. But we got the joy of the Lord down in our souls, baby. So
I got the joy down in my heart.
Where?
Down in my heart.
all right. But nevertheless, probably we should be a little more sober. So three.
Oh, well, I'm not going to be able to help myself when I hear this video, so.
3, 2, 1, sober. All right. So today's topic is
Oh, dear.
Billie Eilish goes on demonic pro-abortion rant at her Texas concert. We saw someone in the live chat already ask about this, so let's address it. They said, why did you guys use demonic? Like, was there something she said that was demonic? How did that go about? When I was titling this video and I asked Morgan, I said, Morgan, is it all right for me to use demonic in the title? And
I said, if this is not demonic, I don't know what is. Like, the way she was just carrying herself on that stage, her, like, I don't even know what to call it other than like a little 8-year-old brat throwing a fit, but it was like straight up demonic throwing a fit. Like, and that's kind of harsh, but like, this is just wild. When you guys hear this, it's wild.
And I don't want to throw around giant clickbaity, just, shocking type words.
It's evil.
Unless they're warranted. And I was just thinking about it. And I'm like, what she's saying, the way she's saying it, the cursing, the just like, it's like
the anger.
What is she talking about here? Mm-hmm. She's talking about we should be able to kill babies, and you all, specifically she says, old men, get away from us. Get off of us. Like, let's just start playing it and we'll give commentary throughout. The clip is about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's just get started.
We could make it to where I could like pop it up on the screen while we're live, but I just don't feel like being that tech savvy, so we're just gonna play it from our phone.
We'll play it from our phone. The main thing is that you can hear what she's saying.
Yeah.
We will kind of cover our faces and hold it up so you can kind of see, but I may not fool with showing you guys my phone literally.
But you can go watch it. We'll link this below. After this video, you can go watch it. It's 2-minute 27 second clip, and Planned Parenthood is the one who posted it.
Well, that's what's kind of just crazy about this is you have people like us that are playing this clip and saying, look how just troubling. And I know that Billie Eilish, she's never claimed to be a Christian. There are plenty of people who do claim to be Christians that hold these same type of views.
Yeah.
But she hasn't. But nevertheless, because there are plenty of Christians that like Billie Eilish.
That would go to her concert.
So, I mean, she's one of the biggest names in music. This is relevant. This is worth talking about. The Texas abortion stuff has been very front and center. And here's what I was thinking before we play the clip. Like, you have so many what I would just consider naive people, even some Christians that are like just kind of observing the way that the media is talking about it. Maybe their friends at school and work are talking about abortion and how this is like going back to the Dark Ages and Handmaid's Tale, and they're like, yeah, this is bad what Texas is doing. Get off of women's bodies. Let women live. They're controlling us. Men are controlling women. Yeah. And we're just wanting to shed some biblical truth and life and light onto this.
Yeah.
So let's dive into this. Here we go. Billie Eilish at her Texas concert, Austin City Limits.
Hey. I am so sick and tired of old men. Men in general. Sorry. But old ones, especially.
All right, so she's off to... There we go. Sick and tired of old men, but men in general. Let's just keep going. I'm trying to chop it down so we're not playing like 45 seconds and then immediately get demonetized or get like a copyright strike or something.
Shut this show. So, because I wanted to.
So, what's so heartbreaking to me is the crowd is loving this.
Yeah.
The crowd is going crazy as she shouts, "Get the F off of our bodies!" Blah. Manifestation.
Oh, it's not funny.
I'm not trying to make light of that, of whether it's a truly demonic manifestation, but the way she is so passionately saying, and she'll go on, but don't stop me from killing my baby.
Yeah.
And now she's going on to say, I almost didn't do the show here in Texas.
Punish this place.
Oops, let me run it.
When they made it a law, I almost didn't want to do this show. So, because I wanted to punish this place for allowing that to happen here. But then, I remembered that it's you guys that are the victims. And you deserve everything in the world.
It's just so, like, how is that gonna punish them? That's gonna punish you. That's gonna punish your entire crew for canceling a show. That would punish the people who paid hundreds of dollars for your tickets, like she said. It's just so ridiculous to me that artists, musicians try to make that stand. And if you want to make that stand, okay, but make it, like, please understand, you're not punishing the government. They don't care what you do. Well, you don't have to come and perform in Texas.
Here's the big thing. She said that you all, I was wanting to punish Texas, then I realized that you all are the victims. Mm-hmm. The women of Texas are the victims. What about the babies?
Right. What about the babies?
The victims are the people who can't go get their babies aborted. Nothing about the babies.
Yeah.
You all are the victims. Do you guys see, like, the almost the shocking irony?
It's crazy.
And we need to tell them to shut the up. Do this.
She's holding her middle finger out. Tell Texas to shut the F up. It really, like, seeing obviously celebrities respond to the Texas stuff. Have you been surprised at all by, I'm guessing you've kind of seen some of the responses, and we made a video on it talking about who are some of the celebrities.
Mark Ruffalo, Reese Witherspoon.
Popular celebrities that are just hammering Texas. You just have these giant rallies and protests. Mm-hmm. I don't know, like, I guess I have been kind of surprised because obviously Morgan and I are over here just, like, you know, championing, giving applause, saying, like, praise God for what Texas is doing. I hope more states will get behind this. But then you see, like, what almost feels like the majority, but obviously the people in opposition, the loudest voices, the people that are the most passionate and hating what Texas is doing because it's taking away their rights to kill their baby. The loudest voices are often the loudest. I don't know how that goes, but, like, you just feel like you're seeing so many people that are, like, attacking Texas. Here she is saying, I didn't want to do my show in Texas until I realized you guys were the true victims. To me, it is shocking.
Yeah, and now I think she's about to start screaming, my body, my effing choice, my body, my effing choice, with her middle finger up to the crowd and her having her whole audience flip the bird off or whatever.
Flip Texas off, and behind her on the screen it says, bans off our bodies.
Yeah, and that's just the thing, like, we've got to, like, that's the thing that she doesn't understand, that these people in the crowd are, I'd say a good majority of the people in the crowd are not understanding. It's not your body. We don't care about what you do with your body. It's the child, the life within it, that doesn't have a say, that doesn't get a choice. Like, why don't you, it's so confusing to me. Why don't you care about that little woman, that little man? Like, although Billie Eilish says she hates men. So, like, which I just wonder how many men were at that conference just feeling, or at that concert feeling super awkward. Like, Billie, but I love you.
Especially if you were an old man at that concert. You probably were looking like, am I about to get jumped?
Man, and look, that kind of mindset of I hate men, I hate old men, whatever, like, I know where that mindset comes, and it usually comes from having some type of trauma, some type of sexual abuse, going through some type of harassment. And so I am very sorry for, and I know that Billie has talked about this and written songs about being, like, taken advantage of by a man, an older man. And so, like, I hate that for her. And, like, this is why I feel like, you know, I could, a vast, very large majority of women could carry that mindset, and some do carry that mindset. And, like, I just praise God for, like, the freedom that he brings, because, like, man, the crap that I've dealt with, like, I could carry that, I could hold that, and I have, like, at times been like, men suck, and it's just like, wait, no, like, there are some men in this world who are very nasty and need to be held accountable for their actions, but just to carry that, it's just really sad. So I just want to recognize that I know that Billie has been through stuff, and I'm very sorry for that, and I hate that for her. But man, the hating men and not getting it, that it's not about your body. It's literally not your body. You do whatever you want to your body. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like the lid, it's just, I guess, ever since Roe versus Wade, and there's plenty of more continued studying that I should do on this, because it's such a relevant topic, but it just seems like there's just been this Roe versus Wade, so Planned Parenthood and the push for more and more abortions, easily accessible abortions. Literally, New York under Governor Cuomo was plastering, like, literally abortion celebrations on the side of a building. So literally, like, people are celebrating abortions. You got Billie saying, let us have abortions, get off, do not put any restrictions on us, and however many words you're hearing what she's saying. But it's almost like now, in more recent times, you're seeing the more, I guess whatever you would call the Texas 6-week abortion ban, you're seeing more kind of crackdowns of states and of cities saying, no, like, we're going to stand up to this, seeing more pro-life judges on the Supreme Court. And suddenly it's kind of like when the bear is sleeping, you know, he's fine. But as soon as you start poking the bear comes awake. It's like the bear is kind of coming awake. They've had their way, so to speak. Just free abortions, millions of babies getting murdered, millions of babies in the womb getting murdered. And suddenly it's like they're seeing some of these rights taken away in defense of the baby. And suddenly we're seeing this bear come to life. We're seeing the vitriol, like we're hearing with her, get your hands off our effing body, you effing men. Mm-hmm. And it's like when they were having their way, they were fine. You aren't seeing as much of this now. And I'm just like, are we just going to see, is this next year? I know, I believe the Supreme Court is going to have some big decisions coming up. It could get ugly. So I guess I just want to be a voice on social media saying, I'm not going in, I'm not giving in, I'm not going with the tides that are vilifying Texas. Mm-hmm. I'm not. I'm saying, Texas, thank you. And God, please open up blind eyes and hardened hearts to see this for what it is. Soften hardened hearts. And let's have more states follow along and be bold and stand up for the defenseless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just finish the clip as much as I almost don't want to, but I think it's just her giving the finger and encouraging her audience to give the finger.
My body, my choice. Keep them up there.
I don't know. To me, like I said this at the beginning, it felt like an 8-year-old little girl up on stage throwing a fit, and it was just really weird and creepy. And the reason why I feel like it is okay to call it demonic is she's literally screaming about how they won't give us our way to murder babies. Ugh! I'm so mad.
You
It's
all are
just
the
like-
victims. You guys were the victims.
Yeah, it's just so wild to me. And that's demonic. And it's like, I think someone maybe even commented in here, like, it's not, like, our battle is not against flesh and blood. Our battle's not against Billie Eilish or any of those celebrities who are out there preaching abortion is great. It's against the powers, principalities of the darkness. Like, it's against the devil, like the enemy. And I just feel like that image and like just example of Billie Eilish up there on stage throwing a fit is literally like Satan throwing a fit. Like, he is livid.
Doesn't it say in John, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I have come, Jesus, I have come to give life and life to the full. Literally, we have life, the life giver of Jesus living inside of Christians, hopefully. But then you see the darkness, the complete opposition. I come to steal, kill, and destroy.
Yeah.
And so I feel okay saying that this is demonic and leaving that in the title.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I mean, guys, just sit here and think for a minute. Like, we're literally talking about the murders of millions of babies. Like, that's insane. It's insane. And it is so sad to see so many young people. Billie Eilish is young. She has been in this Hollywood world for a little while now.
What is she, like 19 now?
I think so. And like, you know, brainwashed into, and I don't want to say like she's brainwashed, she doesn't think for herself. Like, she obviously thinks for herself, but like, she grew up in this very worldly, very selfish atmosphere of Hollywood, of it's all about me, it's what I want, I'm always the victim, I need to get what I want, blah 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 blah, and if I don't, I'm gonna get up on stage and scream and throw a fit. And it's just, it's sad. It's really sad.
Yeah. What did she say at one point? She she told her audience, you deserve everything in the world. And that's like a small thing that we kind of like looked past because of the just in your face pro-abortion stances. But it was like, even hearing that is coming from just a saturated, I've been in Hollywood, I've, you know, had everything. And I'm not saying she hasn't gone through struggles. I'm sure she has.
Yeah.
We all go through struggles no matter how much money we have, fame, whatever.
Right.
Maybe she's gone through more, whatever. But this is kind of her worldview. You all, along with, you should have the right to abort the baby growing inside of you because you deserve everything in the world. And then you pull back to a Christian perspective. It's like, who are we, oh man, that God should be mindful of us, David said in the Psalms. Who are we? And yet God still chooses to be mindful of us and love us. We're not deserving. We're not deserving of Christ dying on the cross for us. Like, anything that we have is a blessing from the Lord because we did not deserve it. While we were yet sinners, Christ died for the ungodly. And yet here she is with her worldview kind of going hand in hand with her pro-abortion. You all deserve everything in the world. You deserve it. You deserve to not let any man give any restrictions to you about what you should do with your body, even though it's not her body. It's a living individual being. It's a baby inside of her. So it's a lot, you know. And just seeing again, like, it's so appalling and sad, sickening to see this all out like warfare and demonization of Texas for standing for life.
Yeah.
That's why I'm honored to be able and just like taking up almost like a let's stand for life and use the platform that we have.
Yep.
All right, we want to hear your all's thoughts on this big topic, heavy. What did you guys think about what Billie had to say, and what do you think about just the Texas 6-week abortion ban? Hit us with your thoughts. Let's keep the combo going. There we go.
Oh
Wow.
man, you guys have been writing a lot.
Yeah. All right, let's just get to some questions. Morgan, you want to do the honors?
I'll try. You guys feel free to write in some questions specifically about this topic, or you can wait.
You can, yeah. I mean, this is the topic at hand, so yeah, we welcome comments, questions around this. Questions, comments, whatever. But we can also open it up to something a little more lighthearted. I'm down for that.
Yeah, this is very interesting to read through what you guys are saying.
What are they saying? What are the vibes? Vibe check.
Alex says the hypocrisy of people to cry about abortion being legal when their own mother chose life for them.
That is hypocrisy. Hashtag hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say men are not allowed to have a say, even though it took a man to produce the baby that's growing inside of the woman. They say men can't have a say, but yet they are allowed to have a say when they were given the chance, the right to life, the chance at life. How about the women that were aborted are the ones that get a right to say, oh, wait, they can't speak? I mean, it's twisted. It's twisty.
J Love says, I can't agree with y'all guilt tripping women into having an unwanted child who will suffer later on from not being wanted. So you would rather we murder that child because it's possible that they won't be wanted. I can tell you, I want children, and there are millions of other women and men and couples out there who want that child. And so let's stop focusing so much on getting abortions and focusing on fixing how crazy expensive it is to adopt a child, fixing how crazy and how many loopholes you have to go through to get to adopt, to foster care, whatever. Like, let's focus on that rather than killing the children off, because that's what we've been focusing on since the 70s. So I think that's an absolutely ridiculous thing. It's not guilt tripping. It's a consequence of a woman having sex outside of marriage, or not even that. It's a consequence of sex. And if you want to view it that way, I personally do not view having sex and then getting pregnant as a consequence, but we can look at it that way for a second. It's a byproduct. It happens. If you have sex, you might get pregnant. There's a 50-50 chance there, and you're going to have to deal with that consequence or that byproduct. And murdering it is not and should never be an option. So
yeah, it's like you say, and I appreciate you being on here. I respect your positions. I respect you as a person being on here, even if I strongly disagree with your positions or your opinions. But to say, like, you guys are guilt tripping a woman into not killing her baby that's in her womb. Would you say that if we were like a mom of a 3-year-old, a mom of a 5-year-old, please don't go kill your 5-year-old? Would you say, stop guilt tripping that mom?
Yeah.
If they are too exhausted and are having trouble taking care of that 5-year-old, don't really want it, they're not in a good place in life, now their dreams are being squashed because they're having to care for a 5-year-old and it's costing a lot of money and dreams. Would you say that to us? Don't guilt trip the mom if they want to kill the 5-year-old.
Yeah. Mary Elizabeth, thank you for your super chat.
Another patron. What's up, Mary Elizabeth? I think she's a patron, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She says, we live in Illinois right across from Missouri, which basically has no abortion clinics, but sadly Illinois has become a kind of sanctuary for some seeking abortions from surrounding states. Yeah, it's sad.
Thank you for your super chat, Mary Elizabeth. That's really kind of you.
Yeah.
And this is when it's like, and again, my knowledge of all of this stuff, like, I'm still young. I've only been invested in politics and social issues really for a short time. But this is where some Christians say, like, don't get me talking about, I'm not interested in politics. And it's like, but politics affect people, and who you vote for a local governor is probably going to have a significant effect on whether your state is a pro-life state, the abortion clinics in your state, whether they stay open, whether more of them come, whether they close down. It's all tied together. So I pray that more people would boldly step into politics and step into these realms and have these conversations, more Christians.
Esther says, should Christians listen to Billie's music? Honestly, I think we've made a video about this before, but Billie Eilish's music has always been pretty stinking dark, and her music videos are, I would call, demonic. Like, they're just really dark. And I think just after this, like, my question is just, like, why are we listening to her? Like, she's made it very clear she does not care about you and your beliefs. Like, I don't know, I just would not want to fill my spirit with her stuff. Like, I just would not.
That's an interesting question, because we just last Friday on our live we talked about Halloween, and we gave an answer that some of you guys were like upset at us, because in your all's minds, no Christian, no matter what the circumstances, should have anything to do with Halloween. And I gave, and you guys can go watch that video. I'm not suggesting you guys go celebrate Halloween. There are a lot of pagan practices and stuff associated with it. But I do think there is gray area when it comes to a lot of things. And if a Christian, they're going to have to go on their convictions. In secular music, I might be working out at the gym and a Billie Eilish song comes on. One of her her oldest song that got popular, Ocean Eyes, actually did come on when I was in the room doing some stretching. I like that song. So I just do. There is some gray area, but also, like, just knowing, yes, who Billie Eilish, what she stands for, it is hard for me to imagine stomaching. Obviously, going to a concert, to me, that completely goes against my convictions. I don't want to go to a Billie Eilish concert. Yeah. I'm not wanting to watch her music videos, but I mean, at the same time, I do think, like, there's lots of secular music that could come on, and it's like, are we just gonna run from every secular song because the artist is probably doing very secular things?
Right.
Could be some gray area there.
I mean, I personally, we don't really listen to secular music because we'd rather play it safe.
Not very often, but yeah. Occasionally I'll listen to secular music here and there.
Alicia Barnes, thank you for your super chat.
What's up, Alicia? Good to see you. I hope you're having a good day.
Did I say Alicia?
Alicia.
I meant Alicia.
Thank you.
I couldn't agree with you guys more. Thank you. Amy Ray, thank you for your super chat.
Thank you.
People also love to use the incest/rape argument when that only accounts for like 1% of all abortions. It's a weak argument. Yeah, that's a touchy topic, obviously, but I agree it is an interesting thing that people like to use. Like, it's like 99% of the reason people get abortions, when really it's only 1% of the reason.
I would like to look at the specific, like, statistic, but yeah, it's a tiny percentage. 1%. It's a tiny percent. Okay, is that literally what this is?
I'm pretty positive.
It's around 1%, and yet, yeah, people love to go back to that when their reasons for getting an abortion not that. It's very likely.
Yeah. Yotsun.
Oh, all right.
I get too distracted going through those.
Brielle says the problem here is no fear of God.
That's definitely true.
It says in one book of the Bible, there was no fear of God before their eyes, talking about how corrupt the people were. There was no fear of God before their eyes. That's good.
Yeah. Man, our thing keeps freezing.
Are things freezing?
We're good now, but
J Love says, is this percentage recent? Someone could look at that, look it up and get a percentage, but I'm guessing it's probably sitting around 1%.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Mills.
Brian Mills.
Brian Mills, not Brian. Sorry. Thank you for your super chat, Brian.
Thank you, Ryan.
Saying abortion is a religious issue makes no sense. Nobody thinks religion is forced on them for regular murder laws. Exactly. And that's, yeah, people love to say, when I was kind of like looking for thumbnail pictures and I found the, whatever one I used, that little pin from Planned Parenthood that said,
yeah, bands off our
get your bands off our bodies. Another one was like, get your morality off our bodies, or get your spirit, I don't know, pretty much like get your religion off our bodies. Wouldn't be saying that if it was a 5-year-old that you were too busy for and that you didn't want, and so you were going to kill the 5-year-old. Oh wait, that's totally different.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you be saying it for them? Because if it's just a religious issue. That's a good point, Brian. Let's see. Jennifer Walsh says, we are made in God's image, not tapeworms or parasites, which the push for just the pro-abortion arguments, Planned Parenthood, and all of these, a lot of them try to belittle and dehumanize, thank you, the baby growing inside of you.
It's a parasite. It's a fetus. It's a clump of cells.
Right.
It's not a human. Huh? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me because it's literally like all these people that are pro-choice are literally alive. So it's just not really fair. You don't get to be pro-choice about abortion because you literally are alive. You got to be here. So, no, that wasn't demonic manifestation. To whoever said, well, Morgan screamed. Is that demonic?
What happened?
I saw someone earlier was like, Morgan screams sometimes on camera. Is that demonic?
Does Morgan's scream sound like Billie's scream?
Am I screaming about murdering babies? No, I'm not.
This Skipa Fall says, I love Billie Eilish's music because she touches on important topics such as mental health and abuse. After this, I will still be listening to her music, but I'm questioning her as a person.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I think there are other people who also sing about mental health issues and stuff that aren't as dark as her. Maybe not, though. I don't know.
Jenny Peterson, it sure does look like a human on the ultrasound.
True.
Yeah, it does. What?
Someone said, yes, Morgan's scream sounds like Billie's.
Does it?
Okay. If you say so.
Let's see. Alea Fortenberry. Hope I pronounced that right. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you for your generosity, guys. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, seriously.
Alea says, I'm with you guys. Thank you for sharing this. How would you, if given the opportunity, address this with Billie in person while sharing the love of Christ?
It's a cool question.
Good question, Alea.
I think it's...
Well, let's ask you guys in the chat, if you found yourself having a one-on-one conversation with Billie Eilish, how would you address this?
Yeah. I think I would kind of just ask questions to kind of figure out like what got her to this mindset and this perspective of believing like that it's her body, it's not a baby's body, and like ask her, you know, I think a lot of it is just getting to know that person and understanding what brought them there and just having a chill conversation about it, and sharing my perspective and experience, and her sharing her perspective and experience, and hopefully like through that she will just be able to see the love of Christ. And I don't know, It's hard to know exactly what I would say.
I think I would want to get at just presenting her with the truth of the gospel and presenting her kind of like with the gospel. Here is why you need the gospel, because you are a sinner truly with no hope left to yourself. Whether it's you've had an abortion, you're advocating for abortions, whether it's you've looked on someone with lust, you've used the Lord's name in vain, you've done any of these sins, and the Bible says we've all broken God's law. So just present her with, you are a lawbreaker on your way to hell. You need Jesus, and really let that be the crux of the conversation, and she can ultimately reject that or receive it, or maybe seeds have been planted. But at the same time, also, I guess, if it's just like you have 10 minutes to talk about abortion with her, yeah, like Morgan said, it's asking her questions, it's presenting the truth in love, and hopefully you're able to tie the gospel in there with it. That's what I would say.
Yeah.